there. Hello, and welcome back to Reading Rule, y'all. I'm Dr. Shay Parton, and this week we're starting another deep dive on another wonderful rural YA book, and I'm so excited. Over the course of the next 4 weeks, we're going to talk about Jeff Zentner's new one, In the Wild Light. It just came out in August, and I think it's my favorite of his yet. Just like Serpent King was the first book that I read that depicted small town or rural living in a way I never read before, check out my first videos on this channel for more information on that. This book is the first one I've ever read that features a mama and a papa, which is what I call my grandparents. After moving away from Gaston, and especially here in Texas, I've had several conversations about my mama and papa and have been stopped and asked to explain who they are. I thought everyone knew those were terms for grandparents. I was definitely wrong, which has been known to happen on occasion. So, like Serpent King, I connected to In the Wild Light on a really deep level, and I'll talk more about that in my reaction video. But for now, here's a summary. In the Wild Light, Cash lost his mother to the same addiction Delaney's mom is struggling with, and we follow the best friends as they navigate life and loss together. Cash loves being on the river and hiking the mountains and wants to be there for his papa as he battles emphysema. But Delaney makes a scientific discovery with Cash's help that lands them both full scholarships to Middleford Academy, a fancy boarding school in Connecticut. Delaney's set on going, but Cash isn't so sure. Can he leave the land he loves behind to support his best friend? Will out-migrating somewhere he feels he doesn't belong be the breaking of Cash or the making of him? Well, you'll just have to pick it up to find out. So, you know I love first pages. So here is a taste of the first pages of the book so you can sort of get a sense of the writing. The human eye can discern more shades of green than of any other color. My friend Delaney told me that. She said it's an adaptation from when ancient humans lived in forests. Our eyes evolved that way as a survival mechanism to spot predators hidden in the vegetation. There are as many tinges of understanding as there are hues of green in a forest. Some things are easy to understand. There's a natural logic, a clear cause and effect, like how an engine works. When I was 11, my papa pulled the engine out of his Chevy pickup and took it apart, letting me help him rebuild it. He laid the pieces out, reeking of dark oil and scorched steel, on a torn and greasy sheet, like the bones of an unearthed dinosaur. As we worked, he explained the function of each piece and what it contributed to make the engine run. It made sense how he said it. He wasn't sick then. Later, when he was, I understood that when he used to say, "Don't nobody live forever," when accepting another piece of his sister Betsy's chess pie, that wasn't just a phrase he used. That was when he still had an appetite. Now, his appetite has moved to his lungs, which are always starved for air. His breathing has a keening note of the wind blowing over something sharp. It's always there, which means he has something sharp inside him. People can't live long with sharp things inside them. I understand this. Some things I understand without understanding them, like how the Pigeon River moves and pulses like a living creature, never the same twice when I'm on it, which is as often as I can be. Or how sometimes you can stand in a quiet parking lot on a hot afternoon and perfectly envision what it would have looked like before humankind existed. I do this often. It brings me comfort, but I don't understand why. Other things I don't understand at all. How Delaney Doyle's mind works, for example. Trying to comprehend it is like trying to form a coherent thought in a dream. Every time you think you're there, it blurs. You'll be talking with her and she'll abruptly disappear into herself. She'll go to that place where the world makes sense to her, where she sees fractals in the growth of honeysuckle bushes and elegant patterns in the seemingly aimless drift of clouds and the meandering fall of snowflakes, substance in the dark part of flames, equations in the dust from moths' wings. The logic of winds, signs, and symbols, an invisible order to the world. Complex things make sense to her, and simple things don't. She's tried to explain how her mind functions without success. How do you tell someone what salt tastes like? Sometimes you just know the things you know. It's not her fault we don't get it. People still treat her like she's to blame. Some aren't okay with not understanding everything, but I'm not afraid of a world filled with mystery. It's why I can be best friends with Delaney Doyle. This is such a beautiful book, y'all. Zentner is best, in my opinion, and I hope you'll stay tuned next week where I'll discuss how place functions in the text. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all come on back now, would ya?